Tonight, the indecent assault trial for former broadcaster Alan Jones begins. The 85-year-old facing charges from 6 alleged victims. Hear what the first complainant told court today. Bricks rained down on a service station at Ultimo after a building collapses, leaving 2 people with serious injuries. Big changes to road tolls and motorways where they'll be cut, and the new tolls for some two-way trips. So will it save you money? A 13-year-old boy dead with 3 other teenagers under police guard in hospital after an allegedly stolen car crashed near Newcastle. The first month of shark drones over our beaches, the report released into how many they have spotted. And the New South Wales legend set to take over as Blues Origin coach as Laurie Daly officially calls it quits.
This is 10 News Sydney with Sandra Sully.
Good evening. The indecent assault trial for former broadcaster Alan Jones has begun. An alleged victim who was 17 at the time telling the court he was sexually touched without consent. Jones denies the charges. The trial scheduled to run for 4 months.
Alan Jones' talents behind a microphone brought him power and a fortune, but he had nothing for them this morning.
How does it feel to be the news rather than be reporting on it?
What do you think about the media turnout, Mr. Jones?
At 85 years old, he's facing 20 charges of indecent assault and 2 of sexually touching without consent much younger men over a period of 17 years, charges he denies. His 6 alleged victims range from a young man who worked for him to a random meeting at a fundraising dinner. When just 17, a man identified only as complainant Jay accepted an invitation to go to Jones' apartment after being recognised for an achievement. As he left, Jones allegedly hugged him, told him he loved him and kissed him on the mouth. "I just froze," he told the court. The Crown case will be that complainant Jay later agreed to drive Jones to his farm, where Jones allegedly told him the only rule is that there are no rules. Jones allegedly repeatedly touched Jay's genitals and told him he loved him. The prosecution says when complainant Jay returned home, his girlfriend said he looked like he'd seen a ghost. The court was told Jones had bought the young man a car and was paying him several $100s a week because he came from a poor background. He also introduced him to celebrities like the tennis star Leighton Hewitt and the then Prime Minister John Howard. Complainant Jay told the court he didn't tell anyone what was happening because then all of a sudden I'd lose everything. The car he'd purchased me, the payments would stop. I'm a proud person and I'm not inclined that way to other men, and I didn't want anyone to know. But, he said, I was also fearful of him. The friendship was tainted by what was going on. For me, it was a fearful relationship. I had never had the comfort of financial support, so I just dealt with it. Jones' legal team says in making payments to complainant Jay, Alan Jones was never anything but unfailingly generous. The allegations against him, his lawyer says, come down to rivalry, treachery, double-dealing, money, hatred, desperation and opportunism. Rivals at 9, plus Jones' arch-rival in radio, Ray Hadley, have created a trial by media, Jones' barrister told the court. Jones' barrister also told the judge they have a little bundle of dynamite that will blow up complainant Jay's evidence. The trial before a judge alone is set to run for 4 months with up to 80 witnesses to be called. Hugh Rimmington, 10 News.
It was carnage at a service station in Ultimo today when part of a building next door to it collapsed. The roof and brick wall coming down into the Wattle Street Shell car park, leaving 2 men badly injured.
Plumes of dust, bricks strewn all over the place and a man with a badly injured foot. This is the aftermath of a dramatic building collapse in Ultimo, which left 2 people seriously hurt in hospital.
It's like a big boom. I heard a big boom. And when I turned my head, There was 2 people on the ground.
Abdo Maruk had just filled up his scooter when suddenly it was carnage.
I feel lucky because I was there just 2 minutes before.
It happened at about 11 this morning. Emergency services swarming the area and setting up an exclusion zone. The presence of gas and petrol plus the partial collapse, a perilous combination.
Throughout the day we've been monitoring the atmosphere for any potential gas that might be in the area.
Everyone who was in the area has been accounted for. Up to 100 people in a nearby commercial building were evacuated. It's still unclear when they'll be allowed back in.
They just said they heard a very loud bang. The building did actually shake.
You can see through what was once the front door of this building just how bad the damage is. Fire and Rescue New South Wales says it is still monitoring for the risk of further collapse, but it does plan to hand over the site to Safe Work New South Wales by the end of the day. The City of Sydney Council in 2020 approved a proposal to redevelop the site into a 5-storey student accommodation complex. Those plans tonight in tatters. Matt Cannellan, 10 News.
Sydney motorists will soon see the first ever toll price reduction after the state government struck a long-awaited deal with Tolls Road operator Transurban. Now, while the savings are only modest, it is hoped that the reforms, including the new permanent toll cap, will help families at a time when the cost of driving is only rising.
Taking some of the sting out of Sydney driving.
Toll prices have only ever gone up. Under toll reform, they will fall.
From July 1, a toll discount of 10% will be added to the Lane Cove Tunnel, as well as for longer trips on the M2. Those using the M7 will benefit from a 10%/2 by 2028, subject to widening works. And when the Western Harbour Tunnel opens in the same year, cross-city tunnel users can expect to pay 20% less.
They're modest falls.
Notwithstanding inflationary increases in the meantime.
People are stretched and dollars and cents, nickels and dimes, they all count.
It's a long-awaited deal, the result of 2 years of negotiations between the government and Transurban to detangle the city's complex tapestry of toll roads. But some of the newest motorways remain unchanged.
The grim reality is for New South Wales motorists is that many of these toll roads shouldn't have been privatised in the first place.
$10 million, 3 reports, 2 reviews, and has come up with this. It's a disappointing, half-done job with broken promises.
The price of keeping the toll cap permanent. Two-way tolling will be introduced on the Harbour Bridge and Tunnel when the two-tolled Western Harbour Tunnel opens. It's not the only new toll coming in 2028. The Eastern Distributor, currently only tolled northbound, will also see southbound traffic copper fee, but at just over half the current rate in both directions, it'll only work out to be more expensive on a return trip.
We've always argued you should never put a toll road on a road that doesn't have one already. At the end of the day, it is pretty good for motorists.
Who'll have the final say at the March election? Tallulah Thompson, 10 News.
A 13-year-old boy is dead and 3 other teenagers are under police guard in hospital tonight after the stolen car they were in crashed near Newcastle. 10 News can reveal tonight the victim was known to police and just days ago posted videos online of a high-speed pursuit.
The final seconds of a fatal joyride. 3 a.m. at Gateshead and a stolen Toyota Kluger full of teenagers loses control, crashes into a curb and flips 5 times.
It sounded like an explosion.
One boy stumbles out while a 13-year-old was thrown from the car, left to die by 2 others who ran from the scene.
Carnage. Bits off the car and it was just so young, it just shocked me. And I think he was small for his age. It just looked like a little kid there. It was horrible.
It was heartbreaking to see that.
Neighbours tried to save the 13-year-old performing CPR until paramedics arrived, but he died. The 14-year-old who stayed at the scene suffered leg injuries, while another 14-year-old and an 18-year-old who fled were later found. All 3 were arrested and are now under police guard in hospital. Residents have described this area as a Hoon hotspot known for dangerous driving. They're saddened by what happened here, but not shocked, and say a crash like this was inevitable. 10 News understands the victim was known to police. He posted and boasted online about stealing cars, sharing videos just 3 days ago of an apparent police chase and speeds of more than 180 kilometres an hour.
We're sick of it, but they hoon up and down this street all the time.
One family is now planning a funeral as police prepare to lay charges. John Paul Gonza, 10 News.
Police are on the hunt for the arsonist who torched a Rooty Hill convenience store, once busted for selling illegal tobacco. Emergency teams were called to the 66 grocery store at around 3:15 this morning, putting out the blaze shortly after. Though police are still trying to work out why the store was targeted, they have confirmed it does have a history of running foul of the law.
The Department of Health have closed down the premises in February this year with a 90-day closure order for the illegal sale of tobacco and vapes at that location.
No tobacco product has been found in the search of the wreckage today. An NRL player turned reality TV star has lifted the lid on the ugly side of Australia's online gambling industry, saying he was courted with free trips, alcohol and drugs to keep him spending big on their apps. It sent Luke Bateman on a spiral that contributed to him losing his career and stealing money from his mum. His story isn't a one-off, and anti-gambling advocates are now pushing the federal government for more change.
Luke Bateman, NRL player, reality TV contestant, book talk influencer, gambling addict.
The inducements really destroyed my life because that's what kept you coming back.
The former Canberra Raider retired from rugby league at age 25 with a $250,000 gambling debt. Today, telling a parliamentary inquiry about the perks offered by betting companies. He was flown interstate for race days.
Before getting there, your VIP manager would offer you, go, hey mate, what drugs do you want? Do you want a couple of bags for this weekend? We'll organise that for you. We'll have that ready for you when you get here. Also
claiming he willingly took drugs with unnamed betting bosses at a party on the Gold Coast.
I was out in this room doing drugs with all of them. This is like the CEO, the founders, the VIP managers.
That is a regular occurrence, those type of things that happen across nearly all the major VIP programs that I've seen.
The Communications Minister says
you can opt out forever using BetStop today.
As anti-gambling advocates push for a total ban on gambling advertising and inducements.
The PM has no right to say that he's got the balance right.
The federal government standing by its plan to cap TV and radio ads during certain hours, an opt-out system for online ads and ban on celebrity endorsements.
Frankly, it's piss weak.
It's a line ball whether it's actually better than the status quo.
The Greens say the legislation doesn't go far enough, urging the coalition to help them block it in the Senate. Some members of the opposition have been critical of the bill too.
Don't roll over and do the bidding of the gambling lobby. Mr Albanese's already doing that.
We should wait and see what that Senate inquiry recommends.
I don't want to delay it. I want this in place 1 January.
Chloe Boris, 10 News.
On a much brighter note, Australia has finished on top of the medal tally and the world as the Commonwealth Games comes to a close. Glasgow may have stepped in to save the Games when host state Victoria backed out. But there was a strong Aussie takeover on the last day of competition and, of course, a huge closing ceremony.
A voice so distinctively Australian rings out across Glasgow. A dazzling Delta Goodrem brought to a close the 23rd Commonwealth Games that once upon a time was to be held down under. Glaswegians brought the laughs wearing the orange traffic cones that have become synonymous with the host city as the athletes from 74 Commonwealth nations streamed in. Any ill feeling towards Victoria, which spectacularly pulled out of hosting this year's Games, was almost forgotten. But the colourful closing ceremony did highlight what Melbourne missed out on.
When Glasgow stepped forward to host these Games, we did so with conviction.
Our flag bearer was 31-year-old gold medal winning cyclist Georgia Baker. Australia's final gold medal was won by Louise Hoskins and Serena Bonnell in the women's para bowls. And while at the 2022 Birmingham Games, the medal tally race went down to the final day, in Glasgow it was a landslide. The inclusion of para-athletes for the first time boosted our haul. We finished with a whopping 171 medals, 70 of them gold. As is tradition, the ceremony closed with a look at what comes next. India will host the next Games, although that won't come until 2030. As sporting eyes now turn to the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles for the next chance to snag some gold. Taylor Ryan, 10 News.
Well, Matt King is set to be unveiled as the new coach of the Blues, taking over from Laurie Daly. Tara Rushton joins me now with more. Tara, New South Wales bosses certainly move quickly.
They did indeed, Sandra. Well, it wasn't too long after Daly confirmed he was stepping down on radio this morning that a deal was in place for his right-hand man to take charge. We're live now to Trent Simpson, who is in Gosford. And Trent, Matt King was in charge of the Roosters there today.
Yeah, that's right, Tara. Maybe it's a sign of things to come, but all eyes were on Matt King as the Roosters are on a little camp up here in Gosford, and Trent Robinson's at a funeral, so Kingy was the boss today. But tomorrow he may need to break camp. If New South Wales Rugby League can finalise the contract, King will be unveiled as the new coach as early as tomorrow. Now, of course, he's been an assistant for the last 3 years, first under Michael Maguire, then, of course, under Laurie Daly. If we remember back, he actually applied for the role when Madge stepped away. So New South Wales actually see this as a bit of a succession plan after Laurie Daly finally made his intentions clear this morning that he was walking away.
And I just feel like now's the right time for someone else to have the opportunity to lead this great state and to lead this great team. And Matty King is a first-grade coach now. He's ready to go.
He honestly just bleeds blue, like, got so much passion for that jersey. I've been fortunate enough to work with Kingy since 2016, I think, when he first came over to the Roosters.
Now, Tara, there's plenty of speculation that Ivan Cleary would just stroll into the New South Wales job when he finishes up with Penrith next season, but he'll have to wait at least one more year. I can tell you that King has agreed to a 2-year deal.
Thanks so much, Trent. Bring on next State of Origin. Well, also coming up in sport, they are on a run, surging into the top 8. What's given the Bulldogs their bite as they dare to dream of finals football. While one of Australia's ComGame stars was craving a pizza and a beer after the greatest moment of his life. And why this footballer quite literally took the game to the opposition? Well, 9th-tier Scottish football, it just is a little bit different, Sandra. That and more coming up in sport.
Thanks, Tara. We'll see you then. Stay with us if you can. Still to come, a disaster mid-air. 2 people are dead after a pair of Australian helicopters collide while battling wildfires in Greece. A terrifying home invasion. A man shot after 2 masked intruders break into his Wentworthville home. Our first mass mortality event from bird flu confirmed with new warnings tonight. It is just the beginning. And fuel prices already spiking as the excise cut ends. What you need to know to save cash.